There's another universe. Please make some noise. Give me a
Hey everyone, it's Coach Blanche here. Happy weekend. I'm here to really discuss and talk to my nurse friends who are still having a hard time finding or landing a remote or work from home jobs. I've been there since 2018. I was able to find a job at one of the biggest insurance companies in the United States. But let me tell you, landing that job took hard work. It took a lot, strategizing and making sure I have leverage. So I understand many of us, especially as moms, we want to have a work life balance. And it's hard when you're working at the hospital, and also if you're on call, you're being called and you miss a lot of family gatherings and special events with your kids because you are at the bedside. There's very limited flexibility, and let's not talk about burnout and short staffing. There's just a lot that's really toxic if you're working right now at the bedside. So this message or this video is for you if you are still dreaming of freedom, having work life balance, and a purpose driven career. It's hard. The feeling of being stuck is not. It's not fun. I've been there. I remember we lived in a very tiny town in Pennsylvania, and there was literally one or two hospitals available, and I couldn't find any other job. I wanted to quit because I was having a hard time at my job, and I couldn't. So thank goodness, my husband understood that we have to really move to find more opportunities. So we did move in Chicagoland in 2014, and I was able to find a hospice case management job and eventually work as a case manager for a large healthcare system in the Chicago suburb area. But landing that job was not easy, let me tell you. I got so many rejections. And even if I was a certified case manager, I took that exam in 2017 while I was 32 weeks pregnant and I passed, thank God. It still took a while. So, this is what we're talking about right now, why nurses are struggling to land remote nursing jobs. One first reason is the lack of awareness of remote job options. So, over 60% of our nurses want to leave the bedside care. Can you imagine that? That's crazy. And again, I understand why. It's getting really so hard for nurses to have a life balance, right? So 60% want to leave the bedside, but only 18% know about the viable remote roles such as case management, utilization management, or even telehealth. Second reason, it could be resume mismatch and language barrier. What does that mean? So, as you know, most of the companies do use ATS, or what they call applicant tracking system. And if your resume do not have keywords that they are looking for, it wouldn't even get to the HR or the hiring person. So, and then you get rejected right away, right? So that's second reason why it's so hard. Third reason is some of our older nurses possibly have a fear of technology. I mean, let's face it, everything's digital right now, and often may feel unprepared for technological tools used in remote jobs. And for example, if they do get an interview and they would be asked, what about are you able to use Microsoft tools and all that stuff, like, and then Excel, a lot of tools nowadays that maybe some of our older nurses are feeling unprepared for tech tools to be used in remote jobs, so then they don't get in. Number four could be limiting beliefs, or what we call imposter syndrome. Common lies that, well, I would call common lies that we tell ourselves possibly is that we say we don't have enough experience, or only specialized nurses get or land a remote job, but that's not entirely true because each one of us have a specialization, especially with the diverse clinical background you have. Fifth reason that it's hard for nurses, excuse me, to land a remote job is unstructured job search and lack of guidance. This is huge because let's face it, trying to find these jobs can be very overwhelming. I know there are work job sites out there like Indeed, LinkedIn, but still, if you don't have that right strategy and then you get discouraged by rejections, it's easy to give up. It's easy to give up. And number six, this is, I think most people don't think about this, but poor LinkedIn or online presence. Let's face it, we live in a digital world, and most of the time, companies do look at your social profile. So, what if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, or maybe you don't have an online presence? So, when they're trying to get that right fit or right candidate, they may look at your profile, and that's another thing too. So watch out what you're putting on your social media account, right? But LinkedIn is huge because most of the hiring companies look in there on your presence online or like your clinical background. Of course, number seven is time constraints and burnout. Let's face it, everybody's busy. So there's a lot of people who are having double shifts and maybe exhausted, thinking about taking another exam. Probably is not in your radar. So many of our nurses can't imagine changing their careers at this point. But let me tell you, there is always another way and there is hope. And I was doing, and if you can check out my podcast, it's called The Anointed Life with Coach Blanche. It's in Spotify and Apple Podcast. I was just talking about this that our nursing license is not a trap. It's actually a ticket, and it's a launch pad to really pursue our calling and the career that we wanted. We already have the clinical skills, the critical thinking skills is huge also. So just knowing how to get there, knowing how to grab the attention of the employers. And let me tell you, it's really competitive out there. So I can help you. I have what I call the purpose driven exit plan solution. I can teach you and I can mentor you on how to really make sure that your presence is that you have a online presence and that you know how to even go to interviews, how to position yourself to be recognized and to even be able to get that one interview because it only takes one interview, right? So if you wanted to do this, if you wanted to do the next steps, check out, and it's also in the description, BlancheDiDomenico.com. Feel free to book a discovery call with me. I will be more than happy to help you because, again, I went through all of it. And again, I was able to land that job in 2018. And believe me, when I did, after so many rejections, I cried. That's probably my doggy you're hearing in the background, but I cried when I got that job because it was huge for me. And because I got that job, now that I was in Illinois at that time and we were planning to move to Raleigh the following year, and I was able to do that because I had a remote job or a work from home job. So the flexibility of not just work life balance, but even flexibility to move because most people cannot move because they're tied to their hospital job. So landing a remote nursing job is really huge and is possible. So again, BlancheDiDomenico.com. Check it on the description. You can book that free discovery call and see if we're the right fit and if I can be your coach and help you really move on to the next level of your career and open so many doors for you because you will be landing your remote nursing job. Thank you for being here. Remember, you're an overcomer. Don't give up and don't give in. And you are anointed and appointed for a time such as this. So, hope you have a blessed day and see you in the next See you in the next episode.